Well, what do you know? We're going to do two films today, two uploads to YouTube. Hi, YouTubers and fellow train lovers. Going to do a second film today. Did my Marks Kansas City Southern, pulling the little Mickey Mouse Circus cars. And I've got this is a weird mishmash of cars. This, of course, is my Lionel 1882, made in around 1960. You can tell that it's not the reproduction put out from China, because if you look right over the hood, well, let's see if I can. You see that big handle up there that's for the lockout for the E-unit. So you know it's not modern. But this was affectionately called by collectors and operators the Halloween set, because of the bright black and orange colors of the locomotive and the tender. This was never an official Lionel name for the set. So this, and I'm not pulling the set. I do have the entire set, but I thought I'd give you a front look at this, because this is really a neat looking locomotive. And you see our bright light will go on. What are we pulling behind it? This is kind of a quasi-circus train I've made up, and these are Unique Lines cars. These are all tin plates, and luckily the Unique Lines couplers, you see the tab and slots, the tabs go upwards, therefore the tab goes right into the static coupler of the Lionel tender. And this, of course, is the livestock car, and these cows all want out. They want the heck out of here, and pretty soon you'll find out why. And Unique Lines was a competitor to Louis Marks and Louis Marks Toys, and they actually made some items for Marks, so they had a working relationship with them. And when they started making these trains, they also had locomotives and tenders, and they also had a very beautiful rock, I believe it was a Rock Island diesel FA, and it was powered and a non-powered FA. And Marx had a confrontation with them and said, I can't be doing business with you if you're going to go in competition with me. And so I think they made these for a couple of years during the mid-50s approximately. I don't really know the history of Unique Lines. This is one of the ones I've always wanted, and it took me years to find one at a decent price that wasn't all banged up and scratched. This is really quite beautiful. And you'll also notice on the ends, well, I could probably pull the camera around. You see there's cattle around on the ends too, trying to get out through the slats. Come on, Lionel. This two-position unit is acting up on me. Let's see if it'll work now. There she goes. You'll see something that says Travel Chicks, and you'll say, what the heck is this? Well, if you notice, it's riding on a frame for Unique Line's car. It was a very banged up trying to remember what kind of car it was. It doesn't make any difference now. I tossed the body. It was just too, it wasn't salvageable, but the frame was still quite good. And this was made by the Ferdinand Strauss Company, New York, New York, for the Ferdinand Strauss Company, New York, New York, by a company, a German company, and they printed everything on there for Ferdinand Strauss, shipped it over, and it had a wind-up on one end. It had it was clockwork, and it would go across the floor. Should say it was made about 1922. It would go across the floor. It had wooden wheels, and there were all kinds of old gears and broken gears and parts inside here that were no longer working. There were should have been chickens on the top that were pecking at their food bowls as the thing was going across the floor, and I guess that's how you entertain the children. But I noticed how close this resembled the Unique Line sets, Unique Line cars that I have. And I thought, well, I think this is going to fit on one of those frames. And I brought it home, and it fit like a glove. I just drilled 2 holes and put the rivets in there and painted it over a little bit. Actually, I just used the red magic marker a little bit and I cover it. But even the roof lines are similar. The previous owner had put this piece of metal up here, which is kind of funky, but it works, it fits, and I'm going to leave it up there. But now I have probably one of the few, if only one of the tin plate poultry cars. And as you can see, the chickens are very animated. They've got their heads stuck between the bars and the cages, and they're curious about what's going on too. And this is why the cows are so anxious, because I'm pulling 2 Unique Lines Circus cars, and you'll see a tiger, a very happy elephant. He actually is smiling. And this camera, ooh, it's being good today. See, the tiger has a calm look on his face. The elephant is smiling. And we've got a happy zebra and giraffe. And you'll see it'll say Jewel T Circus. But it is a Unique Lines car. It says it on the ends. And I don't know what the Jewel T Circus represents. Probably if they had a chance to make more of these and stop making trains, we'd know. Then we have a mama polar bear with its baby, a very friendly looking lion who seems to be smiling, and a rhinoceros has got his head sticking out to the bars of the car. And this of course says Jewel T Circus also. Now they also made these in gondolas, and it was basically the box car with the metal folded over so kids wouldn't cut themselves on it, and no roof. And then the kids would put all their animals inside, and particularly toy giraffes, anything that would look over the top, and running around the track. And we have our Unique Lines caboose. Pull this back a little. And what I like about this is the guy's waving. And when I was a little kid, if you waited with your mom and dad and you were first in line at the tracks when the crossing arm went down, if the brakeman was on your side of the tracks, he'd wave to you, and we'd all wave back, which may sound really corny, but it was kind of like, yay, the train's gone, now we can, Dad can drive the car and cross the tracks. But it was something we look forward to back when I was a kid, back in the 50s. So I'm going to run this around the track, which is probably the weirdest thing that a Lionel General has ever pulled. Strangest train. But with the bright orange and black colors of the engine and tender, it kind of goes with the rest of the train. Slow it down a little, and then the cars won't blur as much. Maybe we'll start this marks up. See how that goes. And here's some weird circus music. called Carnival of Souls here in Oregon and Calliope. It almost sounds like a feel of background music for a horror movie. Turn the old record player off. Stop these trains. And I hope you've enjoyed this. This is kind of more funner things I do at trains as I mash things up that certainly you wouldn't see on a normal train set. This is a normal train layout. I try to make it more interesting and not just have the cars that came with the engines and the sets. And I've got a few more circus cars on the way in mail, and we'll have run a whole bunch of 3 trains and have them on the upper level too. So thank you for watching, and once again, this has been a Big Lizard production, and this is all I'm gonna do for now today, except to upload this. So bye bye.